All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How is it going? I am Is There No One Else? And the video I'm bringing today, I wanted to talk to you about gear sets, and I wanted to talk to you about balance in PvP in Greymoor. I've talked about this a little bit on separate videos. I haven't really, brought this up, and it's going to segue perfectly into the rest of this video and the rest of this PvP commentary. So I'm not saying that, I'm perfect by any way, shape, or form, but this segue is going to be absolutely perfect. And, if you disagree, you're just wrong. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. No, in all seriousness, let's dive into the video. So, it is my belief, this is my personal opinion. We're all subject to our own opinion and, our different thoughts on metas and balance and all these other sorts of things. But this is my favorite patch, PvP wise, when it works in at least a year. I enjoyed Elsewhere. There were definitely some issues with Elsewhere, especially on Xbox. I'm not going to dive into those a whole lot, but Scalebreaker was heavy dots. Everybody was running Soul Trap and Entropy, or everybody was running class dots with Soul Trap, and they're just dotting people down. Everybody had access to purges with, a lot of people were running Templars and Magplars. A lot of people re-rolled to Templars that patch because it was just so rough to fight outnumbered against undodgeable dots, and it was really frustrating to deal with. And so then they, correctly nerfed dots the way they should have, but they didn't nerf healing. And so then all of a sudden we look at Dragonhold and Harrowstorm, and we have super high healing, and dots aren't effective. And because dots aren't effective, we have Defiles. I didn't find Defiles to be super effective last patch either, except for no CP. And no CP Defile was still good. In CP, Defile was not. I just found it was better to go Burst. And so if you look at all my builds in Harrowstorm and Dragonhold, I was just spec'd into, on every class, trying to stack as much burst damage as possible, which is okay on a few classes. It's okay on a few classes. It's not so good on a few others. Like MagDK. MagDK relies on dotting people down, wearing them down, beating them up, and typically traditionally when you fight in MagDK, you're dead well before you die, because you're out of resources, you're getting dotted down, you can't escape, and you're just like, okay, well, I accept my fate. Where am I respawning at next? And that wasn't the case that patch. It's not just MagDK. There's other classes that rely on those dots, and they relied on those sorts of things. And with the higher burst healing, it means like delayed burst ability classes like Nightblade, Magic and Stamina Nightblade struggled a little bit last patch as well. And that's what kind of made that patch rough. It made it tough to deal with. And if it lagged, and I know I'm surprising you guys, but ESO does sometimes lag. Even if you time your burst perfectly, if you don't cast your ultimate at the right time, Earthgore is going to go off, or somebody's going to pop a healing ultimate, or something else is going to happen, and they're all of a sudden within a split second no longer an execute anymore. And that was the last few patches. This patch, not so much the case. They reduced healing, which makes Defile better in CP. It makes dot builds better. I'm sure you guys have seen the dot builds. If you guys haven't watched Nephis has posted, he's PvP'd on a dot DK. A few other people have posted dot DK builds that have been very effective. Mag DK is making a comeback. Mag DK is very effective right now. And all this is a good thing. All the these classes being effective it's nice variety. Different builds, different specs. These are nothing but good things, and that's why I'm really enjoying it. But what happens with this is when we're so used to a year of specific sets, specific classes, and builds being the quote-unquote best, we kind of just assume every single patch is going to be that way. And so I have people ask me questions all the time, and this is the segue, guys. Here it comes. People ask me about different sets, and so my Nightblade, I did a Magicka Templar build guide. I did a Magicka Nightblade or Stamina Nightblade build guide just a couple days ago, and I went through different sets and combinations and builds that I enjoy for different reasons, and I didn't cover one of the sets, and that was just a mistake on my end, and that's why I'm covering it now. I was asked a lot about Eternal Vigor. Else, what do you think about Eternal Vigor? Is Eternal Vigor a good set? Should I run it on my Stamblade? And I think it's a great set. And my first 2 or 3 fights in this PvP commentary is me running Eternal Vigor and me testing it out. I had some really good fights with this set, guys. I think it's great. And so I wanted to go through this here, and I wanted to explain it to you, but I don't think there's any quote-unquote best build this patch. I don't think it's two specific sets with a specific monster set that you need, and like it's going to fit on everybody, and that's going to be the cookie cutter best build. You know, there's so many different sets that give you certain strengths and certain weaknesses, and you can build around it. You know, Eternal Vigor gives you that on-demand health recovery, but you are going to take more damage. You know, you're going to take more damage than like a resistance set. You're going to have less damage than a damage set running Eternal Vigor. It's going to give you that utility if you so choose to run it, and those are good things. But sometimes if you run across somebody super tanky, maybe you're going to want that Clever Alchemist proc. You know, maybe you're going to want that little extra damage. If you all of a sudden get in a scrum against a bunch of Stamdens, spin to win Stamdens, maybe you're going to want those extra resistances from Pariah. And, you know, all of a sudden Eternal Vigor isn't as great. And so all these different builds and specs have their pros and cons. And I wanted to talk about Eternal Vigor because I honestly didn't give it its due respect. I didn't, you know, give it its proper place as one of the better sets to run in this game, and one of the more versatile sets for magicka and stamina in the game. It is fantastic. It is a great set. It is a great set this patch because healing is so weird and so wonky, and that extra health recovery really does come in handy. So that's what this video is. I wanted to talk about Eternal Vigor. I wanted to talk about its pros and cons, and then I also wanted to talk about, you know, why I didn't include it in my build guide video. So I know that was a long segue, but with that being said, guys, let's dive into the rest of the video. As you can see here, we're fighting in Imperial City. Imperial City has worked fantastic during the double AP event. Been a lot of fun. You know, just nonstop action all over the place. We've gotten a lot of good kills here. We're just bouncing around. You see we have this Templar hit us with a Magnum shot. He goes in, you know, not great burst combination. I go to hit him with a spec bow. I missed the spec bow, but we got a couple executioners. Our in caps hitting hard. We get the quick kill there. His healing is just not as high, so we're able to still get off a few executes. And now at this point, you see this guy kind of retreating to the side, so we're just going to hit him with a couple surprise attack stuns from stealth. At this point, my buddy Smithy tells me there's a bunch of people up top. He's fighting a bunch of people here, so instead of me having a 1v1, we're gonna go help our buddy out. And you see we got a bunch of people down here. It's their Yellow's district. I'm gonna hit this guy with a spec bow. He hits me with a Magnum shot. I'm gonna hit him with an execute. Now we have one body down on the ground, and so we're just gonna try and stay on the bodies. Now for me, guys, you know, once I have a body on the ground, I like to try and stay in on it. You know, I like to try and really finish some kills, finish the fight, not drag it out, not let them revive, not let them do these things. So too many people showed up here, so I'm gonna come up top. You're gonna see I'm gonna catch a CC here. I'm gonna take a bunch of damage. I'm at full stam and I couldn't break it. I take way too much damage and I die. And you know, that was, for as good as Eternal Vigor is, and I do think it's great. I do think it's a great set and it's viable, but you have to play a certain way. And that way is, you know, more of a kitey playstyle. You really need to utilize the magicka recovery that you get to pop shadow images, to pop extra cloaks. When I'm playing with somebody that's less mobile, like my buddy Smithy here, and I take a bunch of damage like I am right here, he's going to get steamrolled by all these yellows. So he's kind of expecting me to stay in that fight up top there. And if I can, I might be able to kill 2 or 3 people with his vulnerability ult. But because I took so much damage there, I had to back up. I had to reset the fight. And yes, I'm still alive. I'm still surviving. But if I could have stayed in that fight a little bit longer, maybe we're both alive. You know, maybe we both kill those 3 people up top. He takes less damage. He can heal through it. He can go on the offensive a little bit. We get those 3 kills, those 3 bodies at the top of the stairs, and then we can push and we can finish that fight right there. Now I have to come back and I have to be like, dude, sorry, Smithy, I had to back up. My bad, dude. And, you know, he's like, it's all right, dude. You know, you're a Nightblade. You're gonna do Nightblade things. And that's the frustrating part, you know, sometimes about running a traditional Nightblade build against or with, you know, more tanky individuals. So I hit this guy with a spec bow and a surprise attack, super squishy. He dies. So we get 2 quick kills there. We're gonna get this revive up and we're gonna go through. But yeah, Eternal Vigor is great. You know, it allows you to just over sustain. It allows you to have more mag utility so that you can run immovable pots and finish kills. It gives you that on-demand health recovery, but it doesn't add anything to your resistances. It doesn't make you tankier. You know, you're gonna have that little bit of extra healing, but if you take a bunch of damage, you can't CC break. It's not going to, you know, stop you from, you know, dying in the same way that, you know, another, you know, set would. It's not going to give you as much damage as another damage set would. And so you see at this point we got a magicka Sork vampire, stamina Sork with crit rush. Okay, well, he's a vampire, so he's coming on us, so he's misforming out. So at this point I'm just kind of panning. I'm line of sighting. We're going to drop you know, our shadow image on the flag here. I'm trying to get this bursted so that we can get this, we can take this flag and we can kind of eliminate some yellows. So you see we got 5 or 6 yellows. You see the blues getting pressured. So I'm going to back up with Smithy over here. I take a very nasty stun that I can't CC break right away. Luckily, I got nobody on me, and I'm able to break it eventually. Still have CC immunity from popping the pot. This guy leaps on me. It doesn't CC me, so I'm just going to keep my heals up once again. Now you see them starting to focus in on us, so we're just going to back up. Everything's pulling me out of stealth. You see all the AoEs coming in. I'm getting hit with a fossilized. I'm just going to cloak back up. I'm going to come back around. We're just going to help my buddy Smithy out. We got a bunch of people in here. He drops a vulnerability ult with an in cap and a spec bow. That guy dies, so I go for the surprise attack. This guy breaks it right away. He does a really good job of surviving. Quick pops out of the room. We see the healer here, so now we're just going to focus the healer real quick. Smithy has a meteor on him, so I'm going to back away so I don't have to drop resources trying to, you know, block it. At this point, I told Smithy, I'm like, dude, can we, you know, back up? Can we go into the next room? That's too much damage for me. I can't stay there and fight it. He can and I can't. And, you know, that like I've shown already in 2 fights, like I just couldn't survive in those fights the way that I wanted to, you know, with the people that I play with. So although I'm, you know, not dying, and although I'm getting a lot of good kills, you know, Smithy's dead again. And it's not his fault. You know, this isn't his fault that he died here. You know, I'm not able to stay in those fights. You know, I'm the Nightblade in the group. And so at this point, I got to come back and I got to pick him up and go, hey, Smithy, sorry. You know, that was too many people for me. I got to back up. And he's like, you know, dude, no problem. Don't worry about it. And I'm just a little frustrated because, you know, I want to battle. And so I picked up Smithy here, and we see this Nightblade. He takes a turn evil with a DB, a couple surprise attacks. He dies. And so now at this point, we're just going to regroup, wait for Smithy to get some resources back, and we're going to push back out on the flag and see if we can get another fight here. But yeah, like this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about with this patch, about how although sets are good, they're good in different situations. You know, they're good in different fights. You know, if I was playing with a Nightblade here, you know, if Smithy was on a stamina Nightblade, or if he was on a more mobile build, we would just be flying around getting so many different kills, you know. But he's not right now. You know, he's on a more immobile build, and so it's not as good that way. I get 3 quick kills here, but you see I take a bunch of snipes, so I can't stay on the bodies. With the snipes there, with the lightning staff heavies, I'm just going to back up once again. Smithy's got a werewolf in here on him. We got 2 people in here, so we're just going to change our line of sight. We're going to try and take these people out right here. See, we got a Nightblade coming in. I go for the execute. I get CC'd right there. I take a crescent. Actually, I think I might have dodged that crescent. So I cloak real quick. I'm going to see if I can knock this guy out real quick. I hit a guy with a surprise attack. He's popping heals. Get hit with another CC. I get knocked back, but because I pushed out, everybody kind of backed up. It allows me to come back in, help Smithy get that kill. So we get 1 finished kill here. I'm going to light attack, surprise attack this guy. They back up once again. You see the proxy deck coming in, so we're just got line of sight around the corner. I can't sit in there and take that damage, so I got to kite a little bit. Go to hit a burst on that guy, but he's got misform up. He's going to mitigate a lot of my damage. So I changed my mind. They dropped a Destro ult in the back here. You see my resources are at about half, so I'm going to charge up a few heavies, get some resources back once again. Don't have a shadow image up. Gonna hit this guy with a spec bow though for 16k. We drop a body there, get a quick kill. These guys are not recovering, so we're gonna hit this guy with an in cap and an executioner. He dies. Quick surprise attack stun. We're gonna block, cancel the execute so we get that kill and we don't get CC'd. We do take the CC from the Sork streak, but we knock down a few bodies there. I hit this guy with a surprise attack from stealth. From the side. He tries to pop a Mesmerize, but because I wasn't looking directly at him, I don't get CC'd by it. Mesmerize definitely needs some adjustments in my opinion. It's just not a very good skill right now. Now you see we got a bunch of people on top of us, so we're gonna have to back up once again. I can't stay on those bodies, not tanky enough, so we're just gonna cut line of sight back up here. I'm going to put my shadow image on the stairs in case I need to retreat. Smithy line of sight's around this corner. So we're just, I went to that door there. So if anybody chases or chases Smithy there, I can heavy attack, surprise attack, and really chunk his health bar and maybe get a quick kill off of somebody. So that's why I did that. We have a few blues show up. And at this point, you know, we're just finishing off kills. You know, we're just going to push it on this pile. We got a bunch of blues behind us. We hit this guy with an in cap and a surprise attack. We get another quick kill there. This guy streaks into a ton of blues, and our fun kind of starts to end here. We're going to get a few more kills, but you see all the blues coming in. And kind of eliminates our fun a little bit. This guy goes into Vampire Ultimate, so we're just going to stay out of that. You see the Nova down on the ground over there. Go on this guy. He's taking a bunch of damage. We hit him with an in-cap. We get another quick kill there. This guy's hitting with Acid Spray, so we're just going to cloak up right in front of his face. We're going to hit a Spec Bow for 12k. Surprise attack from Stealth. Go for a couple of executes, but looks like a Twilight Heal bursts them back to full. They all spawn back. Their spawn is literally right there, and it's their district, so we're going to hit this guy. We're going to get another quick kill there. We're going to line of sight around this corner. This guy is just, I'm trying to hit him with a surprise attack stun from Stealth. He takes a bunch of damage here, but he's going to manage to line of sight around the corner, and you see all the yellows come back. So my time for fun here is done. We have a few dead blues here, so I'm just going to come back. I'm going to group up with Smithy once again. He's staying in this room. He's got a werewolf on him. You know, they're very oppressive right now. They're very tough to deal with, but we got a few blues in here, so we're going to get this quick kill, and you know, we're going to push out once again, and we're going to see if we can take this flag. But yeah, it was a really fun fight. You know, we really couldn't get the push on this district the way we wanted because, you know, there's just so many of them that kept coming back, and we couldn't really finish off this fight. But very mobile, very high damage. You know, I was able to utilize, you know, the extra sustain I got with Eternal Vigor very well with this in this fight. But you know, we had 2 deaths in here because, you know, I couldn't stay with Smithy. You know, and I attribute it, some of that, to me. You know, like, you know, if you're going to play in a group and you're going to do these sorts of things, this is why, you know, Stamina Nightblade isn't really valued in high MMR BGs, because if you're cloaking around, that means your teammates are going to take a ton of heat from the other teammates. And although you might not die a ton, you're directly contributing to their deaths by, you know, not being able to soak up some of the damage. So this is a little bit later. We ended up regrouping. We ended up having another fight here. We fought in a few other districts, and then we came back. Smithy has a meteor drop on him here. I tried to back up, but he backed up in the same spot, so I had to block that. We get a bunch of AoEs on us. Smithy drops his vulnerability ult. I have to recover and heal because I'm taking way too much damage. I'm just dodge rolling around at this point, trying to survive. He backs up. He line of sights right here. We got a bunch of people on us. I go to focus these guys. I take a really nasty javelin. So now we got to retreat up top. We're going to pop a couple rallies. You see I'm low on resources. So we're just going to wind up a full heavy attack when we come around the corner. Quick Spec Bow with the execute. We get a quick kill on the werewolf, which was definitely the kill we needed to get. We're going to stay on this body. In-cap Spec Bow, trying to get the kill there. I get stunned once again. We got a Vampire Ultimate here, so he's going to pop down the stairs. I don't get that kill. We get this stun here with an in-cap. Another execute. We got 2 bodies dead at the top of the stairs. We got a Sork up here. Everybody else kind of leaves, or they retreat a little bit. See this guy dropping this. Smithy hits him with a DB. And I go to hit the Spec Bow, and I guess it dodged. I guess he just dodged that. So I'm trying to take this Nightblade out. I try to hit him with a quick Spec Bow. He ends up just escaping, so I come back up to help Smithy out. Surprise attack stun. We get another kill there. And now at this point, they're just all kind of backing up. They're a little less aggressive in trying to fight us right now. So I hit this guy. He goes into the permafrost. I managed to just nuke him before he could really put out a lot of pressure on us. This guy comes in, he cloaks up, and so I go to hit my Camo Hunter. Camo Hunter has like a 2-meter radius, so not able to pull him out of stealth. Do hit him with a heavy attack there, do hit him with a mark, but he goes back to his yellow group, so we're just going to back up once again. We're just going to make sure everybody's dead here. See the proxy deck coming in, see the bomber coming in, so we want to make sure we take this guy out. Heavy attack, surprise attack, Spec Bow. He's taking a ton of damage, but I get snared there. I don't get to finish the kill. Yeah, really, like I said, this event's been a lot of fun. It's really fun, you know, having enough damage to kill a lot of people, taking a ton of damage too, so it's, you know, it's a double-edged sword there. But this guy gets bursted. You know, he tries to come in and take out Smithy. He shadow images out. Once again, we're just kind of waiting here, and you see we got a blue with us, so we're just going to keep our buffs up. Once again, we're going to line of sight here. So we got a bunch of people killing Molag Bal's forces, so we're just going to go check it out, you know, see what they're up to. They're a bunch of low levels, so we're going to leave them alone for a little bit, you know, let them get their quests, let them get their achievements and everything. See, now we have a bunch of people piling back in, a couple lightning staff heavies, so we're just going to pop our vigor. We're going to hit with our mark, quick in cap, we get the kill there. We have our Spec Bow, we hit this guy with a Spec Bow and an execute, we get that kill also. This guy's coming in with spin to win. We're trying to get the stun there. We end up getting stunned, so we had to back up. This guy's lightning staff heavy attacking us. We've got a few more people piled outside, so we're just going to keep our heals up, drop our shadow image down once again, just so we have that escape route. See a few people piled here. I go for the kill here, and I take a bunch of damage. He goes in the misform, but he's almost dead, so I'm just going to try and go for the kill. Going to stick on it. He just pops out, so we get the kill there. We're going to line of sight around the corner here. Gonna hit some light attack, surprise attacks. You see I'm getting hit with a lot of resto ults. See I got a meteor jumped on my head. I jump block through that to try and avoid as much dot damage as possible. I still take the, I block the burst. Smithy drops his vulnerability ult, so we get a quick kill there. We're gonna vulnerability ult with an in cap, so we get that kill. This guy retreats back inside. You see we got 3 or 4 more people coming in, and this guy's going for the revive, so we're gonna surprise attack, light attack, surprise attack from his flank to stun him. Got a Smithy getting chased by a few people, so we're just gonna ignore that body. We're gonna hit this guy with a surprise attack, in cap, spec bow, execute, maybe an execute. He's gonna heal up. I messed up. I've been doing that way too much lately, where I execute weapon swap and I don't finish the kill. I think I'm going to, and then all of a sudden I'm on my bow bar and I got to switch back, and it's, honestly, it's just a mistake on my end. I'm just getting way too cute with the cancels there. So we get a quick kill here. DB plus a couple executioners. We're gonna surprise attack this guy from his flank. We get the stun here, go for an execute. I get surprise attack from the flank. I get stunned, so I don't get that finishing blow. So we're just gonna light attack, surprise attack. He gets meteor dropped on his head, going for a few executes. He's trying to hard cast a few frags. Smithy gets the kill there, so we get another body down. And now at this point we have the Nightblade here, and so we're just gonna mark him up. We're gonna block the in cap, surprise attack on top of him, go to hit him with the in cap after we get our stun. He manages to break free and dodge roll before it could land. I'm going around and I'm looking for him here. He's around this corner. We're just gonna hit him with spec bow. Somehow that dodges right in front of his face. So he's gonna shadow image back. Like I said, it's tough to focus the Nightblade when they're using cloak and shadow image well. So now at this point he's just gonna run back. We're just gonna regroup because we know that fight's gonna happen again. So yeah, much better. We were much more able to stay in on those fights. You saw I took a little bit too much damage at some point, so I had to line of sight a little bit, back up, reset. And now at this point, I'm going to go push it on the flag. Going to try and kill some ads, get this flag bursted, get a continuous attack, get a little bit more AP, because, that's what you want to do. So a couple light attacks, surprise attacks, a couple executioners. See a few yellows coming in. I see we got a Sork here to the left, so we're just going to mark him up. We're going to see if we can go focus in on him, dropping a movable pot. This guy's taking a ton of damage, so we're just going to in cap, execute, quick kill. This guy goes to dodge roll away. He takes a big DB. We get the execute there. And you see a few more yellows coming from the back. And at this point, we're just going to try and stay on the flag once again. And yeah, that's the end of the fight. Once again, another really good one. I enjoy the set. I enjoy the set quite a bit. This fight, I took off Eternal Vigor and I put on Pariah. And a lot of you guys know one of the builds on my channel, I am running Pariah, and you're going to see a huge difference in survivability. You're going to see a difference in sustain, but you're going to see a big difference in survivability and how I can kind of just stay on top of fights and finish fights a little bit better. I'm not saying that this fight is a better fight than the other ones, but you're going to see the difference in damage, and that's why I wanted to include it. So we push out here. We got a guy running Venomous Smite. We're going to hit him with a quick in cap. So we got 3 quick kills there, and now we're going to push out. We got somebody hitting us with Storm Fist with that dot, so we're just going to keep buffed up, drop a shadow image here. This is a red district. They spawn right above our heads, so we're just going to kind of line of sight around this corner. You see we got 4 or 5 people up here. We got 2 or 3 that have dropped down, so we're just going to go into this house real quick. And so I'm going to keep my siphoning attacks up, going to keep my cloak up, going to try and wind up a heavy attack. I was trying to heavy attack in cap and maybe get a kill. Smithy at this point is taking a ton of damage, so now I'm just gonna try and body block for him real quick, make sure he doesn't take a ton of damage. I surprise attack stealth this guy in the front. I take a bunch of damage from those other guys, but they're not focusing Smithy. Smithy's able to recover. I hit that guy with an in cap. I take a really nasty leap. I take a crystal frag. I take some snares, and now I'm definitely recovering. I took a ton of damage there, but I'm not dead. I feel like with Eternal Vigor, I definitely would have been dead in that situation. And so now I just had to back up once again. I'm going to get my shadow image down, going to mark this guy up. Couple heavy attacks. You see the lightning heavy. You see the fossilized coming in. We're really just trying to recover at this point. Smithy took a ton of damage. Now I'm taking a ton of damage. He said he's fighting a Sork up here, so I'm just going to line of sight around here. Going to hit this guy with a in cap with a spec bow with a turn evil, so we get 1 quick kill there. I dodge roll off just to get some resources back. Smithy took some damage here, so we're just gonna light attack, surprise attack, get another quick kill there. We're gonna mark this guy up. And so now at this point, we're just, we're able to rattle off a couple kills. Smithy got a kill there as well. We go to hit this guy with an in cap. I get stunned. I take a bunch of damage there. Got Venomous Smite proc on me, but, I'm able to survive through it. I'm able to pop a tripod, and I'm able to kind of stay in this fight and stay at the bottom of the stairs here. So light attack, surprise attack, kind of stealth this, or stun this guy from the side. But I do take some Sork damage. I get hit with a Meteor here with some Venomous Smite, with some Grothar, with some dots, and at this point I have to retreat upstairs. You see they're dropping fossilize on me. You see they're hitting me with a bunch of ultimates. This is Smithy's ultimate, so we're gonna stay in here on the pile. We're gonna get a quick kill there. You see I still have talons on my head, so I'm just gonna once again just cloak, rally, pop up some heals, and bounce around this corner. And at this point, way too many reds came in, and the fight that I could have stayed on, I can't stay on anymore. So that's gonna be the end of this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the PvP commentary. And we had a bomber come in just as Smithy was getting run down, and he nukes like 5 or 6 people, and he picks me up, and we kill a few more people. We end up dying, but yeah. I wanted to show you guys the differences. I wanted to, hopefully this can show the disparity and the different play styles and the different things you can do with different sets. I'm not saying Eternal Vigor is bad. I'm not saying Clever Alchemist is bad. I'm not saying Pariah is bad, or, I'm not saying any of these sets are better. They're just different. They give you different things. And if there's anything I want you guys to take away from this video, it's that, number one, I have the best segues on YouTube, and, we all need to acknowledge that. And number two, there's so much build diversity, and if you can cater so much more to your playstyle this patch, that's the best part about this patch. We all have our own individual unique characters. Some of us go really hardcore into like what we want our characters to look like. Sometimes, we want a very specific playstyle, and this patch we're able to do that more than any other patch that I can remember, to be honest. And so I think that's really cool. I really like this part of it. I hope they keep that for this next patch, but yeah, those are just my thoughts. That's the end of this video. If you guys have any questions or comments, please provide them in the section below. I will do my best to answer them. If you guys would like to join my Discord, I will provide a link in the description to my Discord below as well. We have about 1,300 members there. It's a theory crafting Discord where you get to discuss different sets, just like we're talking about right now. You get to discuss about different classes, different builds. If you're having a hard time with a different class, there's a lot of really good players in there. There's some YouTube content creators, there's some Twitch streamers, just high MMR Battlegrounds players, high like top tier duelists on their respective platforms, just people that are willing to help you out and do those other sorts of things, and help you figure out a class that you may be struggling with. So if you guys want to join that, whether you want to ask questions or answer them, I'd love to have you. Feel free to join that. I also stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Twitch. You can feel free, if you don't want to respond to this YouTube video and you want to ask me a question in person, feel free to join my Twitch stream, come say hi, do those sorts of things. So that's now the end of this video. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day.